As we did up, Nigerians, our government go borrow $32.5 million to combat the hunger in Nigeria. They go borrow $32.5 million because of the hunger in Nigeria. Make they settle people. Make they settle the hunger in the land. And I swear to God, between me and you, that money so now they approve where they approve them. So that be the only thing what we hear. The time when they go share the money, we no go even know. They go borrow $32.5 million just to, and since money I never show up. A lot of people there, they no go even as well this up.
Welcome back to Gist Line. Now this is 2025 and Nigeria, Africa's so-called giants, is still depending on handouts like a poor man on the streets begging for food. Meanwhile, other African countries like Ghana, Burkina Faso and even Mali, they are gradually breaking free from this same foreign dependence. Now the news just dropped that the US is giving Nigeria $32.5 million as humanitarian aid. At first glance, some people might clap and say, wow, that's good. At least help is coming. But let's sit down and really look at this. Why are those people still depending on US to donate money before they can fight poverty? Is this really a good one? Well, if today is your first time joining my channel, please kindly like, share and subscribe, and don't forget to drop your opinion, and I'll be right back.
America is budgeting $32.5 million to feed Nigerians in 2025. Let me read from the news. USA has approved $32.5 million to combat hunger in Nigeria, the giant of Africa. The United States of America has approved $32.5 million in humanitarian aid for Nigeria to tackle worsening hunger and malnutrition, a rare intervention since President Donald Trump suspended most assistance through USAID. According to the U.S. mission to Nigeria, the funds will provide emergency food and nutrition support for displaced persons in conflict-hit areas. Humanitarian groups warned that insecurity and dwindling international funding have plunged northern Nigeria into an unprecedented hunger crisis. In July, WFP Regional Director Margot van der Vanden warned that over 1.3 million people could be left without food, while 150 nutrition clinics in Borno State risk closure. The WFP had earlier suspended food aid across crisis-hit West and Central Africa due to global funding cuts, with food stocks projected to run out by September. The U.S. mission said the new contribution will benefit 764,205 people in Nigeria's northeast and northwest, including contemporary nutrition top-ups for 41,569 pregnant women and pregnant and breastfeeding women and girls, and 43,235 children through electronic food vouchers. Nigeria continues to face violent attacks on farming communities in the northwest and north central regions, alongside a decade-long insurgency in the northeast that has displaced over 2 million and claimed more than 35,000 lives. North. The money is going to northeast, north central and northwest Nigeria, northern Nigeria. So America is now giving giant of Africa money to fight hunger when it's not at war. If they give Nigeria this $32.5 million, they will collect. You see? Have you seen it? Is Tinubu not a failure? Is this not another proof, another evidence that Tinubu has failed you? Tinubu has failed northern Nigeria. Tinubu failed the west, failed the east, and failed every region in Nigeria. America is giving you food. America will feed you. America will feed pregnant women and breastfeeding mothers in the north. We want to be president. We want to be president. We must be president. Look at how they are busy shaming themselves. Shame will wear me, Babariga. I am ashamed on their behalf. They will swallow the money. You see this $32.5 million, it will not reach the hand of those poor people in the north. It not gonna reach them for Borno, then go squander the money now. Oh. You think the money will reach the hand of those poor pregnant women in the north? Ha! That is if they have not finished sharing the money by now. That is if the money they never chop and finish. Now them where they say them go rule us. Once it starts to finish 8 years, not to get another 8 years. My happiness is that it's not they want to donate that money to. That is my only happiness. My joy is that now them, not east, not west, and not central. Now them they go give the money to comb hunger. Anybody where they give you food, anybody that is giving you money, that person will control you. This America $32.5 million. Now Rob Peter pay Paulo. Yana here. It's not free. It can never be free. They know that you don't have leaders. They know that what you have is a senile president. They know the baggage the president of Nigeria carry. And what else would they do? This is not Donald Trump directly sending the money so that you don't understand it in another way. Donald Trump doesn't have anything to do with that thing you call your president. If you even make mistake, jam him any day where they sit down and talk one-on-one, oh yeah, where nana, you go rob and dirty for face. You go rob and for mud. This is through all these their non-governmental organization, all those their NGO, people that give food to country that is fighting war, country that is in crisis, countries like Somalia. Now the place where they put this money where they give Nigeria now, then they also give Somalia their share. They also give those countries where they at war. They give it to poor countries, and Nigeria is included in the poor country. Tell me how you will be respected. I say that my joy is that na northern Nigeria then they give this money. You can't say that you are coming to the east to give money because in the east there is hunger and there is high rate of malnutrition and children get kwashoko. If you go for north, kwashoko. I say in 2025 you'll be asking, are you sure this people is not at war? Then they give them multivitamin to stay strong, to still stay alive. No food. For north, no food. Pregnant women, they know they breastfeed their children. Not be when you chop, you go see energy to breastfeed baby. Pregnant women are not breastfeeding their children. Sorry, breastfeeding mothers, I beg your pardon, are no longer breastfeeding their children. Pregnant women no get food to eat. I ask, why are you still impregnating your wives in the north? Anyway, it's their culture. You don't have food to chop and you are still impregnating. Look at how many thousands of people they are going to give this money to. And I know that the money will not reach their hand. If they see 100,000 out of this $32.5 million, they should even know that they try, because they will share the money amongst themselves. Now the governors, this is a region that have governors. They have governors, they have presidents, they produce presidents past and still producing. But they are still giving them money like maybe there's something seriously happening there. Nobody will respect Nigeria. You think Donald Trump will respect your country that he's giving money to? He's giving aid to? Where when I get kwashoko? No, now he can't. He not gonna respect you now. Let them continue donating money to northern Nigeria. They need aid. They need support. Serious one. And that is what they want. Tomorrow, they will still tell you that they have not ruled. It has gone to the south. Now it's time to go to the north. And the more they are president, the more they produce hunger. The more they produce poverty. The more they produce men and women that will be depending on the West to feed them. Why is America not donating money in Egypt, Ghana, South Africa, and other African countries? They now put una for line of country where desperately need help from the West. Adieu. Now the giant, that is the giant of Africa. The so-called big brother of Africa. They are giving them money, millions of dollars, to fight hunger. To fight serious starvation. Kwashoko in the north.
Countries like Burkina Faso, they are taking bold steps to cut ties with foreign banks and foreign control. Ghana has just started pushing harder for self-sufficiency. Even with their challenges, these countries are trying to stand tall. But Nigeria, with all its oil, fertile lands, resources and manpower, is still stuck in the cycle of waiting for donations. It doesn't even make sense to me. Doesn't that make you wonder what exactly our leaders are doing? Now let's be honest, if this money is truly meant to fight hunger, shouldn't Nigerians feel the impact? But we all know how it goes. The funds will land in the country, politicians will take pictures, press conferences will be held, and then poof, the money disappears. Who benefits? Not the farmer in the village who can't afford fertilizer, not the mother in Kano struggling to feed her 5 children, not the youth in Lagos hustling under the hot sun just to make daily bread. Instead, it's government officials, their families and their close friends who will enjoy the so-called humanitarian aid. So what's the point of these people even donating the money in the first place? So hunger in Nigeria has become a daily reality. When you go to markets, you see how the prices of rice, beans and everything are skyrocketing. Families are now forced to eat once a day or sometimes not at all. People are suffering in silence. Yet when aid like this comes, it doesn't reach the very people it was meant for. It gets trapped in the greedy hands of those at the top. This is why many Nigerians are frustrated. A nation that has oil money flowing for decades, that has millions of young people with talent and energy, that has land rich enough to feed the whole of West Africa. How can such a country still be waiting for America to give it food money? It's shameful, to be honest. Look at how dependent Nigeria has become. Instead of creating policies that can even support farmers, reduce food importation and stabilize the economy, our leaders are happy to collect donations. They are very, very happy. They will say America is helping us. But in truth, this is just another way to keep us tied down. Now, do you think the US is giving out this money for free or for the love of Nigerians? No. There is always something they want in return, whether it's influence, control, or access to resources. Nothing is truly free in politics. And this is where the bigger problem lies. Our leaders do not want Nigeria to stand on its own feet because the begging game benefits them personally. If the country becomes sufficient, then there will be no more aid money for them to chop. They will have to actually govern, build systems and probably deliver results, but they don't want that. It's easier for them to run to Washington, beg for donations, and then they share the spoils among themselves. Meanwhile, the ordinary Nigerian is left behind. Students are dropping out because of poverty. Graduates are roaming the streets jobless. Farmers are crying out because insecurity and inflation, it has destroyed their hard work. Parents are hopeless because they can't even afford basic meals, and yet when aid comes, it is swallowed by corruption before it even reaches the people. Think about it. $32.5 million is a lot of money. If it's being handled well, it could even transform communities, provide food relief and create sustainable programs for struggling Nigerians. But Nigerians already know the scripts. By the time the money passes through the government system, only crumbs, that is if any, will trickle down to the poor. This is why we must call out our leaders. We cannot keep clapping for them when they go abroad begging for donations. We cannot keep quiet when they waste opportunities and turn Nigeria into a charity case. A nation that is blessed with so much potential, it should not be surviving on aid. It's time we demand accountability. Now look at Burkina Faso. They are telling foreign parents, we don't need your banks to control us anymore. That's the spirit of self-determination, and that's the kind of bonus Nigeria should have by now. But instead, we keep embarrassing ourselves collecting crumbs while our leaders grow fat, until the Nigerian government takes real responsibility and uses resources for the benefits of its citizens. This cycle of hunger and dependence will never end, and that's the truth. It will continue to come. Let's not lie. It will continue to come, and our leaders will keep on eating this thing, and the masses will keep suffering, and that's the painful truth. So yes, America has given Nigeria $32.5 million, so, but if history is anything to go by, the average Nigerian will never see the effects, and until we rise and demand real change, we remain a giant that crawls on its knees, begging for bread while sitting on a mountain of gold. Well, I'll be playing some things for you to listen and hear. Let me know what you think in the comment section, but before then, please kindly like, share and subscribe.
Now, one of the things that baffles me about this information is this.
The last time the president came out to say that Nigeria generated, the highest revenue this year, that is compared to what they generated last year. Now, if we have generated such amount of money, then what is the essence of borrowing $1.7 billion, not in Naira, from World Bank? The question is, the revenues we generate in the country, what do they really use the revenue for? Now, maybe I don't know much about what I'm saying, but for those of you that have an idea about this, if a revenue is generated in the country, what are they supposed to use it for? And then why are they still borrowing 1.7 billion? The truth be say, if this administration no put Nigeria for debt before they come out, and the question be say, who is coming back to even pay this money? This is the problem we are facing every day, and each of them keep making the same mistake.
A pregnant woman in Abuja trekked in labor looking for 28,000 naira. By the time help came, her twins had already decayed inside her. Not because she was careless, but because Nigeria lacked free medical health care for the citizens. At the very least, the government should provide free medical care, especially for mothers and children. But instead, billions are embezzled. Government travel abroad for checkup. Why Nigerians, the citizen, die at home for lack of basic care? If the system worked, those babies would be alive. The mother wouldn't have almost died. Nigeria didn't just fail her, it failed us all. Until we rise up and choose better leaders, this heartbreak will keep repeating. Peace.
Oh, it is quite surprising that at this material time, Donald J. Trump had to make a U-turn to, donate a whooping sum of $32.5 million as an aid package for tackling hunger in Nigeria. They lamented that many cities or many states in the northern part of Nigeria, which have been affected by insecurity and other crises, that a lot of people are currently, experiencing intense hunger, lack of shelter, and related hardship. And in view of that, decided to donate this $32.5 million to help the Nigerian government in fighting and tackling hunger in the land. Well, it is obvious that Tinubu and his administration never agreed that there is hunger in this country, Nigeria. But here is the United States of America. They recognize that there is hunger in the land, and they donated this, huge amount of money. It is not so much a very big amount of money, so to say, when you compare it to the type of money that politicians swindles in this country. You know what I mean? But it's a huge amount of money because it is being donated by, United States of America or external body. Otherwise, in all sincerity, Nigeria as a sovereign nation does not need any donation for hunger tackling or for tackling hunger from any country, because we have resources and we make money. But unfortunately, our politicians continue to mismanage, the resources of this country. Many are already speculating, saying that we sincerely hope that at the end of the day, that the government will use this $32.5 million to actually tackle the hunger for which it is meant for, and the onward donation from the United States of America. This was actually made public by United States of America mission in Nigeria. They categorically maintain that this is to help to tackle hunger problem in Nigeria. Well, we sincerely hope that at the end of the day, that this money is utilized effectively, as supposed. And this will also continue to be a reminder to every one of us that if in 21st century, countries are still donating money to us to fight hunger, it means we are still in problem, we are still in trouble. And it all boils down to political leadership, which is one of the reasons I'm, present on this media space. Telling Nigerians and reminding Nigerians once again that so long we do not get our leadership, political leadership correct, we will continue to bring some of this embarrassment to us as Nigerians, which is one of the reasons you go to this embassy, they go knock you reject, go this one, they go knock you reject, people don't respect you and all of that, because our politicians will continue to make policies out of inexperience, out of the grab and desire for power, not the desire to lead, meaningfully in order to pull people out of poverty. They will continue to cause problem, and people will continue to go hungry. And then the international community will look at us and begin to pity us and begin to dash us money. Well, we commend the government of Donald J. Trump, for stretching a hand of fellowship to the Nigerian community to make this very donation. But at this point, I'll allow you guys to be the judge.